Okay, let's bring in former FBI Deputy Assistant Director Danny Coulson. Glenn Greenwald of The Intercept says, quote, Adam Schiff is a pathological liar. He's pathologically dishonest. That's a quote. Is what he just said believable since Adam Schiff attacked Devin Nunes last year as, quote, reckless, false, for Nunes describing in his memo the exact same abuses that the DOJ watchdog is now finding?
No, it's not believable. First of all, when a member of your committee, if they're from the other party or not, brings you information, you should act on that information. Remember, the House Intelligence Committee has more access to the Department of Justice and the FBI and the FISA court documents than any other committee of Congress. And if you keep in mind that the FISA court is the very most important tool we have with regard to national security, then we have to protect that. And if he had that information and he ignored it, then that causes him to question his objectivity and, frankly, his capability.
So Republican Devin Nunes says Adam Schiff should not be overseeing anything in Congress. What do you think?
Well, I tend to agree with that. Oversight's very, very important. He failed here, and in my business, if you fail, you get fired. So yeah. I think he did fail.
Fox News' Brit Hume slamming Schiff, tweeting out that what Schiff is now saying is, quote, bunk. Most media, of course, echoed the Schiff version. What he was saying, attacking Devin Nunes, is, again, Glenn Greenwald is pointing out the exact same problems with Adam Schiff. Let's move on to President Trump now demanding an apology from James Comey, former director of the FBI. James Comey did admit in an interview that the FBI did give false information to the FISA court. Remember, FISA courts are meant for terrorists and going after foreign countries, not for political campaigns. Comey only admitting, though, Mr. Coulson, that he was wrong about being overconfident in FBI procedures. Watch Comey throw his FBI team under the bus.
Would you agree that the FISA court was also given false information by the FBI?
I think that's fair. I was overconfident in the procedures that the FBI and Justice had built over 20 years. I thought they were robust enough. There was real sloppiness, 17 things that either should have been in the applications or at least discussed and characterized differently. It was not acceptable. And so he's right, I was wrong.
Your reaction?
Well, he's wrong about time. The FISA has been in existence for 40 years, more than 40 years. I was involved in passing that legislation on behalf of the FBI. Here's the problem with that. This is not a procedural problem. This is a lying problem. This is furnishing false information to the FISA court, doctoring documents so you get your FISA warrant. It's a people problem. And it's not a procedural problem. The procedures are fine. I've been involved in it for decades. Yeah. It's people not being truthful, and that's the problem. That's where we should focus. And he's parsing his answer here, and he's trying to put distance between him and the agents and his own actions.
I mean, the FISA court, the check and balance is the own intelligence and security officials bringing the action. They don't really have a check and balance there. Yes. Yeah, that's right. It's credibility. Remember, James Comey said last year that the Steele dossier, now found to be false, he said it was not a critical part of the FBI probe. Watch this.
The collection was there was a significant amount of additional material about Page and why there was probable cause to believe he was an agent of a foreign power. And the dossier was part of that, but was not all of it or a critical part of it, to my recollection.
Okay, then here's Comey now admitting, yeah, the Steele dossier did help tip over their allegations into probable cause. Watch this.
Horowitz says it wasn't part, as you told Bret Baier, it wasn't part of a broader mosaic. He said it played an essential role in establishing probable cause.
I'm not sure he and I are saying different things. What his report says is that the FBI thought it was a close call until they got the Steele report, put that additional information in, and that tipped it over to be probable cause.
Show the viewer why critics are saying Comey undermines his credibility. Because in a January 2017 interview, the Steele's primary source had already told the FBI the Steele file was flawed. The CIA considered it, quote, an internet rumor. And if you care about civil liberties, read pages 186 to 193 of the IG report. It indicts the FBI's reliance on this visibly shoddy work that any rational, reasonable intelligence professional would have tossed out, Danny.
Oh, absolutely. James Comey is doing a great soft shoe here. He's trying to distance himself. And by the way, it wasn't the dossier was the biggest part of the issue. Andrew McCabe has said that. Without the dossier, we had nothing. So Comey, again, is parsing here, and he's not being held accountable. One of my colleagues said that, Comey played his first away game on national television. He went to a network that asked him hard questions and follow-up questions that made him look like he was a liar, and I'm afraid that he is.
Danny, is the media implicated in this? We're doing an upcoming segment. Your quick take. Is this a media scandal as well? Because they, for 2 years and more, talked authoritatively that there were facts in the Steele dossier. And basically, you wonder about the 2018 midterms, that the Mueller report and the Steele dossier affected the Democrat victory in the midterms.
Well, I think so. But you know what? We shouldn't rely on the media. We shouldn't rely on them. It's more like entertainment, with certain exceptions, and with one of the exceptions being your show and those like yours. But we should just look for facts. And it seems like to me the media now is more engaged in editorializing than they are in reporting. And I'm not a media expert. I'm just a private citizen that watches a lot of news. And I think that they need to be a lot more objective and put things on the editorial page that belong there. Danny
Coulson, former top official at the FBI. Great to see you, sir. Thank you for your service to our country.
Thank you, ma'am. It's always a pleasure doing your show. Thanks for having me.
Come back, same. It's a pleasure having you on. Okay, we've got...